Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for logging on to 12news.com. Here is what we saw on HBO Hard Knocks. What episode is this?
I think it's 8.
Is it 8, Lena? You're the resident
8.
gatekeeper. It is 8. Episode 8.
Confirmed.
The season has flown by. Cameron Cox, producer Jeff Vinton, Lena Washington, Lena's Christmas tree in the background, as always, a couple weeks after Christmas. What's the rule on that?
And 2 Emmys.
The 2 Emmys making an appearance back there. I didn't even see them.
Oh,
look at that.
It's like one of those children's books. What can you find? Find Emmy. Both
I
of them.
spy with my little eyes.
Eyes, what could you do?
Yeah.
Exactly. I like that. What's the rule on that, Lena, on the Christmas tree? Because mine is still up too. So when is it supposed to come down?
I think most people think February is the cutoff date.
Wow.
I'm gonna give ourselves a little grace because we didn't actually get to spend too much of the holidays by the tree,
Sure,
popping champagne, celebrating anything really on New Year's Day. But so I'm not gonna take feedback. It still looks great, but yeah.
All right, cool. I really enjoyed tonight's episode of HBO Hard Knocks. I'll just it was, the episode's getting shorter, so that's kind of interesting. I would like a little bit more to it. But I thought the storytelling was really good. I really loved the JJ stuff, the Zaven stuff. It just had a lot of good, memorable moments. David Blau is it David Blaine? Is that the magician in Vegas? Apparently he can audition for the Luxor next. I just thought it had a lot of really good I thought it had a lot of good moments.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I was glad to see more storytelling getting into the AJ Green kind of background and his history, Cliff Kingsbury's history at Texas Tech, and William Bidwell having his stadium dedication at his alma mater, which I thought was something that might have flown under the radar even here in the Valley, but that's obviously a very special moment for the family.
Yep.
And, we also got to see Kyler Murray on crutches around the team. We haven't seen him featured really throughout the entire season when he was, available to play. There's one more episode left, and it'll be over the course of his rehab post-surgery, which we saw went well. He tweeted today. So
do they have a camera at the surgery?
That would be interesting.
That would be interesting. We'll see. I think they have the access to mostly everything else surrounding this team. So we'll find out in episode 9.
JV, what was your favorite? What was your favorite moment? The new JJ, why?
No, definitely not. Not even close.
What was
I don't know.
Right?
Say that again.
You and JJ are both new dads, so you guys.
That's true. Yeah. That's true.
JV had his first, so he could give him even some pointers. There we go.
Sure.
Oh no.
What you got?
I don't know. I love the card trick moment. I wrote that down on my notebook. That was my absolute favorite thing.
Yeah.
That's something that's just fun. You don't see like these guys showing off these other talents very often. So it's cool to see in a meeting that David Blau just pulls out the cards and does a card trick to Kurt Cliff. I just thought that was hilarious.
That's one way to win a starting job. I'm just gonna say, that's one way to impress your head coach. Hey, coach, come here. Let me show you something real quick.
Yeah. I thought the JJ stuff was also great. I obviously made a ton of sense to feature him heavily this week with the retirement announcement and all that. But that was my favorite moment.
Yeah. How about AJ Green having to take Hollywood Brown and Isaiah Simmons to school, literally, like taking it back to technology and not too long ago, but it seems like forever ago, back when they had these things called tapes.
How many tapes you want, Lena? We got these tapes.
Right.
We got more tapes over here.
AJ didn't even know what huddle.com was, So I thought that was a fun moment, just kind of to show the youth and the experience on this team.
Real quick, for those that don't catch what Lena's talking about there. So back in the day, coaches used to exchange, high school coaches specifically used to exchange game tape like this. It would be on a massive tape. And when you would play an opponent the next week, it was a coach's job on the staff to get up either Saturday or Sunday morning, meet the opponent wherever you were playing. You'd meet like halfway. You basically exchange a stack of tapes with the other coach just like this. And